Welcome, dear friends. This month, we come together to celebrate the sun in the sign of Virgo and the moon in its opposite sign, Pisces. And the exact moment of this full moon is tomorrow morning at 2:59 in the morning, Pacific Daylight Time. And Mercury went retrograde today, yay, in the sign of Libra, and will stay there until the 23rd of September. And usually that means a time of delays and frustrations and confusions. I don't know about you, but in my house around Mercury retrograde, everything stops working. So this week I had a computer glitch stop working. I had a malfunction in something that was sent to me for the computer. My curtain balance fell down. What else happened? Oh, and I lost the remote to my boombox, which I was going to play music tonight, but I couldn't find it. So it's also traditionally a time when you want to be really careful about any contracts that you might sign or any travel arrangements that you might make, because there could be glitches or delays. So be sure you look things over really carefully 2 or 3 times to check times and dates and information. And you should get by fairly well. I don't know about things going wrong in your house, but anyway, take a deep breath. It'll all be over on the 23rd of September. So as we enter this Virgo month, our focus again shifts, and we leave behind the expressive, drama-seeking, fiery Leo and open ourselves to the discerning, analytical, and earthy Virgo. And this astrological shift comes at the end of the growing season in the Northern Hemisphere, when the crops have reached the peak of their creative self-expression, which is Leo, and are ready to be harvested, which is Virgo. It's also a time when many of us return from vacations and get ready to go back to work or school. So we leave playful Leo behind and get on with the work of service-oriented Virgo. Not that you have to let go of all the fun, but Virgo really supports us in doing hard work. One of the things we've learned in our discussions about the different zodiacal signs is that each sign has at least 2 expressions. And we can either express the ego or the personality aspect of the sign, or we can attempt to express from the highest that is within us, the soul. And that's why each sign has at least 2 mantrams, one exoteric, which is the ego or personality, and one esoteric, the soul-centered mantram. Virgo's personality mantram is, let matter reign. In other words, the personality is totally identified with the physical reality and doesn't recognize their higher self. The soul-centered mantram is, I am the mother and the child. I, God, I matter, am. So again, Virgo is an earth sign. The earth is matter, the mother. The child is the indwelling light of the soul. I, God, or I, spirit, I matter, am. I am all of these things. This is synthesis, a joining together of spirit and matter to birth the Christ child, the soul. And just as a mother must carefully nurture her unborn child, so we must nurture our bodies so the energy of love has a place to live within us. From the soul aspect, each sign also has a spiritual task to perform. If we want to live as souls, we must attempt to express each sign's highest qualities. Virgo's primary spiritual task is discernment. And discernment might be described as noticing what to focus on, like, is this where I want my attention to go? What to fix? Is this mine to try to solve? And what to ignore? Is this my business? Another feature of discernment is to distinguish it from judgment. For example, when you walk into a room full of people and you start chit-chatting and doing your social interactions, don't you notice sometimes that you feel especially connected to or drawn to a certain person and not so much to another person? So the object of Pisces is to say, yes, this person has a different energy blueprint than I have. Their energy is different than mine. And this one is very similar to mine. So I feel a resonance with that, but I don't need to make a judgment about it. Seeing things as they are without judgment, without making the other wrong or bad. That's one of the virtues of the highest expression of Virgo. The personality expression of Virgo, or its shadow as it's sometimes called, is self-deprecation and self-judgment. Rather than seeing things either as useful or unproductive, it tends to label things as good or bad. And I think that's such a good way to look at things. Is it useful or unproductive? Not is it good or bad? We know that judgment creates a feeling of separation from others, and it produces a split within ourselves. It closes our hearts and limits our ability to learn from our life's experiences. We stay stuck in duality and find ourselves always defending our position or attacking and blaming others. Pisces, Virgo's opposite sign, can provide the antidote for this. At its highest expression, it knows that we are all souls just walking each other home, as Ram Dass put it. We are all evolving at different rates, and we see things through different lenses, so we can more easily realize that everyone is worthy of respect and love, however evolved or unevolved they may be. The self-deprecation aspect of Virgo always sees himself as less than, not good enough, constantly judging himself. Someone was interviewing Ram Dass at one time and asked the question, how can I judge myself less harshly and appreciate myself more? And this is what he answered. I think it's such a remarkable explanation. Quote, I think that part of it is observing oneself more impersonally. I often use this image that when you go out into the woods and you look at the trees, you see all the different trees. Some of them are bent, some of them are straight, and some of them are evergreens, and some of them are whatever. And you look at that tree and you allow it. You appreciate it. You see and understand why it is the way it is. You sort of get that it didn't get enough light, so it turned that way. And you don't get all emotional about it. You just allow it. You appreciate the tree. The minute you get near humans, you lose all that. And you are constantly saying you're to this or I'm to that. That judging mind comes in. And so I practice turning people into trees, end quote. That's so great. Virgo also has a strong desire to serve. And once he overcomes his self-deprecation and perfectionism, he can serve without sacrificing himself, without becoming the martyr. Virgo is ruled by the planet Mercury. And Mercury, as we know, has to do with the power of our thoughts and how they influence every part of our being. So Virgo needs to develop mindfulness so he understands that power and can monitor his thoughts. We can't always choose our thoughts, of course, but once we become aware that our thoughts are not productive, we can choose to think differently. Sandra Ingram says this, quote, what we are thinking, we are praying for, end quote. Well, that's a sobering thought, isn't it? Virgo's original meaning has been somewhat lost. She was associated with the Virgin of the ancient goddess traditions. And in these traditions, the Virgin goddess was not the feminine counterpart of a male god. The original meaning of the word virgin was one in herself. She stood alone as a divinity in her own right. And for males and females, the Virgin goddess is that part of us that is single and whole, with complete access to our intuitive knowing, our knowledge, and wisdom. We all have this archetype within us. And this month, we're challenged to reconnect or connect more deeply to that intuitive wisdom. Virgos can be obsessed with their health, with purification. But from the higher perspective, we can see that that drive to purify can serve a larger purpose. She can use that energy to purify the personality, which we know includes the physical body, the emotional body, and the mental body. Once the personality is transformed, it becomes a purified container for the development of the soul within. Virgo is symbolic of the womb where we birth the Christ consciousness. We give birth to the principle of unconditional love that resides within each of us. Virgo is also the 9th sign of the zodiac, and 9 is the number of completion. That's an indication that at this month, something is ending. Also, 9 is the number of months it takes to literally give birth. In the evolved Virgo, we are completing our personal lessons so we can step into being of spiritual service. Again, we would be wise to contemplate this month what lessons we are completing. What is ending? Virgo evolves from the love of the self in Leo to acknowledging the divinity within everyone. At the level of the soul, Virgo also manifests as a healing agent. She instinctively knows how to bring healing and right human relationships into any situation. And all of her energies go into serving others, to helping others discover their own inner divinity. The evolutionary goal of Virgo is to perfectly express her divinity while in a physical body. And the Master Jesus was a perfect example of this. Some other words that are descriptive of the Virgo energy are the workaholic, the Puritan, the skeptic, the worrier, the keeper of morals, the nurse, the helper. And I find it's always interesting to notice what part of the body each astrological sign is related to. So Virgo rules the intestines and the bowels. And this makes perfect sense if you think about it. The Virgo energy is all about how we assimilate and digest. Usually in the Virgo month, September, we begin to focus on what needs improving. Fall is here, and our energy begins to go inward in preparation for winter. We can become more critical and introspective, digesting all that we have absorbed in the last 6 months since the spring equinox. We use our powers of discernment and analysis and turn toward the work of perfection. How can I improve? What needs to change? Usually in this cycle, we choose some aspect of our life to take apart, to cleanse and rework. This is all powerful Virgo work. So let's talk for just a few more minutes about Virgo and her opposite sign, Pisces. Remember that the opposite sign always needs to be balanced with the sun sign. And so while Virgo is solid earth, Pisces is fluid water. Mercury, as we mentioned, is one of the rulers of Virgo, and so Mercury brings in the qualities of the concrete mind, of logical thinking, discernment, and the ability to analyze and discriminate, as we mentioned. So where Virgo is logical in her thinking, Pisces lives in the mystical realms. Virgo loves to reason and analyze. Pisces just wants to surrender to the mystery. Virgo believes in what she can see, and Pisces says, have a little faith. Where Virgo can fret and nitpick, Pisces says, imagine the possibilities, accept what is. Virgo's instincts are outraged that Pisces would make decisions without all the facts. But Pisces wants to believe in something. He doesn't care about the facts. So what is the balance here? Well, as always, each holds a facet of the truth. Neither can find the whole truth without the other. We need discernment. We need facts and our reasoning abilities, but we also need to look beyond that for a vision and a faith in the unknown and the unseen. We can use the Pisces energy to create a vision and Virgo's logical reasoning mind to implement and manifest that vision. And our world desperately needs this visionary Piscean energy right now. Before we prepare for meditation, I'd like to address the chaotic energy that's been bombarding us for a while. The bad news is that it's going to continue for at least the next few months as we enter the eclipse season, and the aspects occurring are not very compatible. There are 5 planets in mutable signs. The mutable signs are flexible and adaptable, but also can produce a scattering of our energy. And I don't know about you, but I have certainly felt that the last few weeks particularly. I'm having a hard time staying grounded and centered. So a good time to double our efforts at our spiritual practices. With Mercury ruling Virgo, our minds are going to be particularly active, which also makes it hard to focus. There's so much intense energy happening right now. Some of it has to do with the sun being very active. There have been many powerful solar flares lately that directly affect our electromagnetic fields. These can bring about many uncomfortable physical symptoms. Our sleep can be disturbed. We may feel antsy and restless or easily overwhelmed. Do any of these symptoms sound familiar to you? So pay extra attention to what your body needs during these next few months and try to take very good care of yourself. One astrologer has described the overriding themes for these next few months as the past versus the future, control versus freedom, the individual versus the state. And these themes will increasingly affect the world order. So hold on to your hats and connect to the earth as often as you can to stay grounded. In this quote from John Brehm, he talks about how sometimes we need to just relax and let life unfold. And maybe that's good advice for these turbulent times. So this quote is called Layabout, and it's by John Brehm. Do nothing, and everything will be done. That's what Mr. Lao Tzu said, who walked around talking 2,500 years ago, and now his books practically grow on trees. They're so popular. And if he were alive today, beautiful women would rush up to him like waves lapping at the shore of his wisdom. That's the way it is, I guess, humbling. But if I could just unclench my fists, empty out my eyes, turn my mind into a prayer flag for the wind to play with, we could be brothers. Him, the older one, who's seen and not done it all, and me still unlearning. Both of us slung low in our hammocks, our hats tipped forward, hands folded neatly like bamboo huts above our hearts. So can we do that for these next few months? Unclench our fists of anxiety and fear, empty out our eyes from all the violence and chaos that we see, turn our mind into a prayer flag, filling it every day with our hopes and desires for a better world. Tall order. So as we prepare for meditation tonight, I'd like us to focus on the Virgo quality of purification. If we are to prepare ourselves to receive the Christ consciousness, we must strive to purify all of our vehicles, our bodies, the mental, emotional, and physical body. We must strive to cleanse the personality of any obstacles that may be hindering our spirit from shining forth within us. So in our meditation tonight, we will take a journey through all of our chakras and focus on clearing out any impurities that are ready to be released. This will also help us as we move into a new cycle. We will enter purified and cleansed and ready to welcome the new into our lives. So let us prepare for meditation. Sitting quietly with our eyes closed, let us inwardly affirm our intention. We invoke the wisdom of the soul and ask that this meditation be guided by our higher selves. Let our intention be to cleanse, purify, release, and heal all that is ready for transformation. And we ask that this be done only for our highest good. Now gently focus on your breath and just pay attention to the gentle rhythm of your breathing. Breathe a silent Om into the physical body, releasing all tension and constriction. Breathe a silent Om into the mental body, asking that it be available to help you discern that which is in need of healing. Breathe a silent Om into your emotional body, calming the waters of your feelings. Let us begin with our focus on the first chakra at the base of the spine. Put your attention there and silently invoke the energy of the mother, of earth, of intelligence and love. Bring this energy up now from the earth, through your feet, through your legs, to the base of the spine. And now call down the energy of the soul. Imagine it as a sphere of light that descends from our crown downward to join with the mother at the base of the spine. They meet and blend there. The first chakra is our foundation. It's our grounding, our survival and stability. It's our connection to the earth, and it provides our feelings of safety in the world. Focus now on this first chakra located at the base of the spine and ask yourself if you trust that you are safe. And if not, what is in the way? And now see this chakra filled with the color red, and watch as it cleanses, purifies, and releases anything ready to be let go of. And send that which has been released back into the earth to be transformed. And silently say, I am fully present in the foundation of my life. I am safe. The second chakra has to do with our sexuality, our creative energy, the movement and flow of our life force. It is located right below the belly button. Again, invoke the mother energy and see it rise up to this chakra. Then imagine the light of the soul coming down to meet and blend with the earth energy of the mother. Consider any blockages you might have to a full expression of your creative energies. And now imagine the color orange filling up this chakra, cleansing, purifying, and releasing anything that is ready to be released. Send that energy back into the earth to be transformed. And silently say, I courageously give expression to my creative energy. I can trust the flow of life. The third chakra is at the solar plexus in the center of our chest. Again, invoke the earth energy and the soul energy and watch as they blend and merge right at the third chakra. This chakra is the center of will and confidence. It's the energy of fire and aspiration. Blend and merge the energy of the mother and the soul at this point. Now consider what is in the way of my owning my power and feeling confident. Breathe into this chakra the color yellow and watch as it cleanses, purifies, and releases all that is ready to be released. Then send it into the earth to be transformed. And silently say, I stand in my power, knowing I have the energy to accomplish anything that supports my soul's purpose. I walk with confidence throughout my day, knowing I am connected to all that is. Now we move to the fourth chakra, which is located at the heart. This is the center of love, compassion, and great wisdom. Invoke the earth energy and the energy of the soul and ask that they blend and merge within your heart. What is in the way of my opening my heart more fully? Breathe in the color green to cleanse, purify, and release. Send it down into the earth for transformation. And silently say, I open my heart and feel the quality of Christ-like love that is there. I know that I am this love. The fifth chakra is located at the throat. This is the chakra that expresses our wisdom with clarity and power. It's where we courageously speak our truth. Invoke again the earth energy and blend it with the energy of the soul. Consider any blockages at this chakra that inhibit your full expression of your wisdom and power. Breathe in the color bright blue to cleanse, purify, and release all that is ready to be let go of. Send that energy down into the earth for transformation and silently say, with strength and purpose, my inner voice expresses its greatest wisdom, inspiring and empowering others. The sixth chakra is located at the ajna center, the center between the eyebrows. It is the point that allows us to see with spiritual vision. We see beyond the form to the soul within another. We see the sacred in all things. It manifests as intuition and insight. Invoke the mother and the soul to join and merge at this chakra. What is it that prevents my seeing the soul in another? Breathing in the color indigo blue to cleanse, purify, and release all that is ready to be transformed. We send this energy into the earth, and silently we affirm, I now see with expanded vision. I can see the greater truth. And finally, the seventh chakra, located at the crown of our heads. This is the place where the soul and the will to serve makes entrance into our lives. Invoke the energy of the mother and watch as it blends and merges with the energy of this chakra. This is the chakra of pure awareness, understanding, and unity with the divine. What is keeping me from a deeper connection to my soul? Breathe in the color violet or white and see it cleanse, purify, and release all that is ready to be let go of. Send that energy down into the earth for transformation. And silently say to yourself, I feel my oneness with all life. My divinity is fully known. I am whole and complete. I'm going to go back now and just read each affirmation for each chakra. So chakra number 1, base of the spine. I am fully present in the foundation of my life. I am safe. Chakra 2. I courageously give expression to my creative energy. I can trust the flow of life. What would that be like? To just trust the flow of life. Chakra number 3. I stand in my power, knowing I have the energy to accomplish anything that supports my soul's purpose. I walk with confidence throughout my day, knowing I am connected to all that is. and the fourth chakra, the heart. I open my heart and feel the quality of Christ-like love that is there. I know that I am this love. Fifth chakra, the throat. With strength and purpose, my inner voice expresses its greatest wisdom, inspiring and empowering others. Sixth chakra, between the eyebrows. I now see with expanded vision. I can see the greater truth. Seventh chakra at the crown. I feel my oneness with all life. My divinity is fully known. I am whole and complete. Now, putting your attention on that crown chakra, see the ball of light above it, radiating outward the light of the soul. And imagine that light now traveling down from the top of your head through every chakra and into the center of the earth. In your imagination, stand in that alignment and feel the body radiating in all directions, the light of the soul. Pour that light onto our planet and to our earth. Remembering you are a radiant beam of light. That is who you are. Breathe it in and trust it. And let's just take a moment to send a special prayer to all those in the world suffering today from war or violence or fires or climate change effects, flooding, volcanoes, earthquakes, all over the world. Let's send our prayers of healing and restoration. May it be so. We'll close now with the great invocation, the world prayer given to us by the Tibetan master, Dwal Kul. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Oh. 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 Thank you, my friends. See you next month.